Hi there, thank you for joining with us today. I was reading about the origin of the word sabotage. Apparently it came from the French word sabot, which was a wooden shoe. It used to be that when workers in the French factories were unhappy, they would throw a sabot, a wooden shoe, into the machinery, thus sabotaging it. I know there are times in my life when I feel a wooden shoe has been thrown into my machinery. I look at the diary and I look at what I need to do and my home commitments, and I struggle. But we all have days like that. How do we deal with them? Well, I think there are some things that are important. And the first is patience. And I'm not good at that. Lord, give me patience and give me it right now. We've all prayed that prayer, haven't we? We need to be patient, and for some of us that's really difficult. Just think in the Bible, Noah waited 120 years before it rained. Job waited 60 or 70 years before he got vindicated. Even Abraham waited 100 years to find a city, and he never really did. Joseph waited 14 years in prison. Moses waited 40 years in a desert. And patience is probably the hardest virtue for us to acquire. We're told that faith will remove mountains, and we expect them to be removed immediately. But sometimes God's timetable is not our timetable. It took Columbus 14 years to find a backer for his first voyage. When Alexander Graham Bell offered his telephone for sale, it was turned down because people could see no need for it at all. And actually the photocopier was known for 4 years before anybody put enough money into it to make it a practicality. So the first rule we must follow when the going gets tough is patience, and the second one is, I suppose, persistence. Thomas Edison, who gave us the electric light, said that he just started where the last man left off. In his search, Edison constructed about 3,000 different gadgets, yet only in 2 of these did it lead to anything worthwhile. You can't take success for granted. When the going gets tough, it takes patience and it takes persistence to keep going. But even more importantly, it takes perspective. It would be great if we had some gadget that made our problems seem smaller. We usually do the opposite, don't we? Because of our worry, we turn our molehills into mountains. Patience, persistence, perspective, and maybe the last one is perspiration. Sometimes the key to life and our problems is simply to keep working. Many can identify with the boss who said to his workers, I know you've all heard that everything is going to be automated and you're worried that robots are going to take over your job. Well, I'm happy to tell you that nobody will be laid off, but you'll only be required to work 1 day a week for a full week's pay. You'll only have to work on Wednesdays. And then a voice from the back of the room piped up and said, is it every Wednesday? I've known a lot of people with that attitude. And yet, when the going gets tough, if you keep on doing what needs to be done, you can often get through those problems. God bless you for listening to me today.